Hi everyone, it's Nick Mayhew here. I'm really delighted to be here from Axora, and we are repeating a session that we did for the OGAD, Oil and Gas Automation and Digitalisation Conference a couple of weeks ago. We felt it was interesting to recut it and allow it to be used more generally. So here we go. I will minimize the screen and we will get started. With our presentation today, we're really here to talk about some market research that we had done in the oil and gas space, all about digital trends. So as a teaser, just to start us the ball rolling, we're asking a question that came out of the research, and we'll come back to this at the end. But what factor had the biggest impact on our respondents' digital technology adoption? So hold the thought, have a think, and we will get into the market research. So firstly, setting context, digital transformation imperative. We're in the energy sector. It's a massive period of intense transformation. You've got the drive to net zero and the energy transition versus operating the business. You've got oil price volatility. But what we do know is that business transformation in this era is underpinned almost always by digital transformation. We know digital innovation is not easy, and we decided to survey the market and find out more. So I'm really proud to kind of introduce Axora's Innovation Forecast for Oil and Gas 2021. And this presentation is really the result of those market research and the report and the insights that we've done. We also combined the primary market research with a number of interviews, if you wish. We were lucky enough to be able to use a leading market research agency, Vanson Bourne. We interviewed over 150 senior decision makers from oil and gas companies surveyed all over the world. And they were ranging in roles from technology teams like IT through to operations, engineering, site management, etc. Ranging from small, medium enterprises all the way to big global enterprises, and also all over the world. And as I said earlier, we supplemented the quantitative research with qualitative interviews, really brought some of it to life, gave us some good quotations and some proper insight into the research itself. And that really helped us form the final report, which is sort of littered with insights, if you like. So on a headline level, we'll start sort of high level, and then we'll drill in a little bit, if you like, to the findings. 55% of our survey said, digital transformation was advanced, and 39% at an intermediate stage. And I think that's probably what most people would have expected. Digital transformation in the current form is not a new thing, very well known, very large investments in it. But digital transformation takes time, and it's a rolling thunder of initiatives. You don't really finish. You never really finish. But we were sort of fairly unsurprised by that stat. What I think was very interesting was the level of revenue that's devoted towards digital transformation, and the amount of budgets that have been increasing as a percentage of companies' annual revenue. 89% said that percentage is growing, and I think that's not a surprise. And again, no one's got no digital transformation strategy. Again, that's exactly expected. However, if you go and start to drill in a little bit more, this is where I think some perhaps surprising results start to kick in. On average, our respondents said that 8% of their company's annual revenue was budgeted on digital transformation. And what I think is staggering is that's expected to double over the next 5 years to 15%. And that's a very big number for very large revenue companies. Now, not everyone is going to devote 15%. Of course, this is an average. And you might see some companies that are perhaps less mature with their digital technology investing more because they need to leapfrog their competitors and jump forward faster. Investing in digital technology is going to become the #1 priority for oil and gas companies over the next 5 years. And we're really pleased to hear that. We're an advocate for digital transformation and digital innovation, and we're pleased to see that that's the take of our 150 respondents. As we dive into the findings a little bit more, we have 3 big trends. Firstly, they're expecting technology to help companies do more with less. That's the efficiency play. We want to deploy digital technology to help us be more efficient. Secondly, significant headway has been made with cloud and IIoT. And I think our respondents were positive about the progress on those two, but also ambitious around how far they can go. And we're going to dive into these three big trends in a moment. The third one was AI is the growth opportunity. And that one was very loud and clear. AI is a big investment area on the technology landscape and the technology stage, and will only continue to drive more and more value and attract more and more investment. So let's just dive into the first of those three. Doing more with less, being efficient, more and more efficient through digital technology deployment. Firstly, COVID led to CapEx reduction, massive cuts, of course, as well, exacerbated by oil price decline. Most oil and gas companies are still bouncing back with investment. The investment's not really landed at the pre-COVID levels, and they're still under pressure to continue to cut costs. Digital technology is regarded as one very important way to close the gap of doing more with less. And cost savings is deemed to be a major factor in doing that. So can you save costs through digital technology? Over 2 years, our respondents expect to see an average of 8% savings from digital technology on their OPEX. But as they go forward to the next 5 years, they look very ambitiously, if you wish, around the potential for digital technology and look forward to 14% on average savings of OPEX. Reasons for deploying, increasing productivity was the biggest, boosting labor effectiveness was the next, and providing a better working environment. And those, I think, are very understandable and expected. Big trend number 2, cloud and industrial IoT. These were two of the most widely deployed technologies. And so whilst it's still relatively early days for cloud and industrial IoT, they were deemed to be the most widely deployed. IoT, tremendous penetration. We saw 19% of our respondents deploying this technology, having seen it deployed across the entire value chain. And the preferred applications for digital transformation were things like monitoring upstream production and remote inspections, which of course are all done through IoT type deployments. 76% have deployed cloud to some extent, 75% so IoT to some extent. So these are pretty neck and neck in terms of level of deployment in terms of the companies that we spoke to. Number 3, artificial intelligence. It's right now in the middle of the pack for current deployment, current investment, current focus, and current prioritization. However, almost universally, our audience said that they expect AI to jump to the top of the pack, to become the number 1 priority in terms of investment and focus for their companies. At the moment, it's second in terms of technologies deployed throughout the value chain, but we expect it to see that to grow to be the first. And 55% majority reported that AI would provide the biggest growth opportunity in terms of direction, velocity. We expect AI to be the fastest growing area in this industry from a technology perspective. And AI is really the glue that brings a load of technology deployments together, and some good feedback from one of our qualitative interviews that you can see on the slide. So what? So we've, very interesting research. There's obviously a lot more to the research, and my first sort of encouragement would be to download the research from Axora.com. You'll find it very quickly if you just go there, read the full report. But, again, to summarize what we concluded, oil and gas companies in a unique position. There is this unique opportunity to invest now, to use the current sort of constrained environment and budgetary limitations to jump forward and leapfrog digital transformation progress in the next few years. And those are companies that want to take advantage of this. We propose you should ask yourself 5 questions. Can you afford to ignore the competitive shift? So, the question really is, what are your competitors doing here? Are you going to deploy internally, develop internally, and adopt, build or buy, those sorts of dilemmas. And for what workloads does build or buy make sense relatively? Have you got a good handle on the current state in your organization? You've got to know where the as is in order to work out the to be. What are you trying to achieve? Is it about speed of delivery? Is it an external or internal business benefits of these technology deployments? And do you understand really what you're trying to improve and why? And so, really paraphrasing that is, what is the vision here? Have you got a clear vision? Have you got stakeholders bought into your vision? And have you got the support you need from the executive level or the company? So a few more stats for you. 61% of our experts said that they wanted, more information on digital transformation, and 99% said they benefit from a digital community on the topic. Very interesting conclusion in that they discovered, there was not really a well built and managed digital community global on the topic of digital transformation in the industry. So we started with a question for you. What was ultimately the biggest influence on technology deployments? And the answer was really clear. 73%, a very large majority, said partners. So the idea was, they wanted partners to help them go through the journey. They could not do it themselves. And they really responded with, unequivocal kind of statistics here to say, help us move forward with our digital adoption. Just wrapping up a little bit about Axora. Why Axora? We're a digital innovation partner, expertise in the industry. We have a digital solutions marketplace with over 80 curated solutions across the value chain, from safety, sustainability, and efficiency to other areas such as cost saving. We'll work with you. We will be your partner. Alongside, we'll also bring in other partners as you need. And we have a team of experts really keen to work with you. Finally, we can help you in a number of different ways, from challenge us with your priorities at no cost and no contract. We'll investigate your digital priorities and come back with technologies for you. We can do a tech showcase with you. We can work with your innovation leads, and you can explore your solutions. And I mentioned earlier the desire from our participants to have a community. We're also in the process of launching a community, an online digital global community built for this industry, all about digital innovation. So we're here to help. So thank you very much for listening. Hope it was interesting, and we look forward to helping you on your digital transformation journey.